disproportionately impacts low-income communities of color. While these statistics are harsh, they do not capture all of the important systemic issues. If we expand our view beyond confinement to the larger system of correctional control, we need to include 840,000 people on parole and a staggering 3.6 million people on probation. Given the onerous conditions of probation and the steep consequences for technical violations, policymakers should be wary of alternatives to incarceration that can easily lead to incarceration for people who pose no threat to public safety. Poverty plays a central role in mass incarceration. People in prison and jail are disproportionately poor compared to the overall U.S. population. The criminal justice system punishes poverty, beginning with the high price of money bail. The median felony bail bond amount, $10,000, is the equivalent of 8 months' income for the typical detained defendant. As a result, people with low incomes are more likely to face the harms of pretrial detention. Poverty is not only a predictor of incarceration, it is also frequently the outcome, as a criminal record and time spent in prison destroys wealth, creates debt, and decimates job opportunities. It's no surprise that people of color, who face much greater rates of poverty, are dramatically overrepresented in the nation's prisons and jails. These racial disparities are particularly stark for Black Americans, who make up 40% of the incarcerated population despite representing only 13% of U.S. residents. The same is true for women, whose incarceration rates have for decades risen faster than men's, and who are often behind bars because of financial obstacles such as an inability to pay bail. As policymakers explore reforms that reduce incarceration, they should avoid changes that will widen disparities, as has happened with juvenile confinement and with women in state prisons. The University of the Incarnate Word aims to educate men and women who will become concerned and enlightened citizens within our global community. We are an educational community committed to working together in the search for and communication of truth, thoughtful innovation, care of the environment, community service, and social justice. Tonight's program is in the best spirit of the university's mission to provide opportunities for us to learn together. Lastly, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Robert Rivard, founder, editor, and publisher of the nonprofit Rivard Report, serving engaged citizens in San Antonio. The Rivard Report is San Antonio's leading local online news source. They are nonprofit and nonpartisan, with content available at no cost to everyone in the city and beyond. They publish without fear or favor or any obligation to outside owners or interests. They cover all that is best about San Antonio, its personalities, neighborhoods, businesses, culture, cuisine, arts, and entertainment. They also tackle the city's problems and challenges too, and spotlight innovative solutions wherever they may be found. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Rivard to the stage to continue this evening's program.